Hey there, GhostChckn here. I just wanted to pop in and say hey. You're tuned in to a recording of a live stream of me playing through Citizen Sleeper. This game is really cool, but it's kind of a slow burn, so I wanted to just give you a heads up. It takes a little while for me to get into the swing of things, and it takes a little while for the plot to get going, but if you're in for just like a chill hang and a cute RPG with some touching plot points, hang out, check this playlist out. I did finish the game, so I've got a bunch of live streams backlogged to throw online. I will also say these VODs are pretty much unedited. There's just a lot of gameplay and plot points. It's pretty much going to be the live gameplay experience. Thanks for tuning in and checking it out, and let's get into the game. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, or whatever time you are at when you're watching this or the VOD. I'm about to get into some Citizen Sleeper. This is the second time I'm cracking this game open, and it's a pretty cool one, so I'm excited to get back into it. I think maybe we'll put about an hour in, and yeah, hopefully it'll just be kind of an easy, chill, little early afternoon session. Let's go. To continue, operator 7. I thought we'd need to adjust the volume, but it actually looks like it's probably okay. I was really pretty surprised by this game in the first kind of crack at it. It's really cool. The vibe is awesome. I've also been watching Severance. In this game, I'm not sure why this is spinning the way it is. Hold on a sec. Definitely has some parallels to what's going on in Severance, and I think that's really interesting. Cool. So we woke up. We've got a 5, a 3, a 5, and a 4. I think the 5 is a definite success. I don't really remember where we're at right now, but let's look around. So we've got the shipyard. Empty container. We are being pursued. Hunted. Leave. We've got Fang's Bay. And Fang wants the data from his ripworm. I'm remembering a little bit here. We've got Dock C4. What's going on there again? We've got something coming into Dock C4 soon-ish. We have the ambergris. Oh, right. Yeah, she's looking for repairs. We do have a plus to interface. We've got the sealed to dock. We've got the scrap freight. We're pretty close to this one. And what happens? The freighter will stay docked for as many cycles as it takes to offload its haul of scrap into the Havenage yards. So we could buy some scrap, or we could unload containers. We do have the cryo, so maybe let's just start with buying some scrap. Okay, scrap allowance. So we got, what did we get? Scrap components. That's it. So we're looking good there. And we want to offload a container, maybe leave. Or exchange, right. We could sell some components. Nice. We got some cryo, and we are becoming a trusted trader. Very cool. And we want to gain access to the Orp Fabricator. So we do have a definite win on the exchange. That's a maybe. What's Sabine got for me? Need to get 100 cryo for more stabilizer. Okay. Low end. And the free spoke. And Founder's Gap. Pay for passage, we're not there yet. We can scale the spoke, we can enter the spoke. Okay, I'm gonna leave this. And then what's the low end again? So we gotta get a reputation in the low end. Okay, I think what I wanna do right now is play the Ord Exchange. Mikhail003, you're a good egg, thank you for joining. That puts the chin-up counter up. Thank you for hanging out. What are we doing right now? I think 3 per follow. Hopefully you're doing well today. We are playing some Citizen Sleeper, and this is the second time I've gotten into this game. It's really cool. I like it a lot. Let's get a surefire win in the... Oh, it's still 50-50. What's up, dude? Are you reading chats? Yes, I am reading chats. How are you today? Hopefully you're doing well. Leaving this, I'm good. I'm good, I'm chilling. I've got the day off. We're getting some gaming in. Yes, thank you for the follow. That is so cool. Do you do any streaming yourself, Mikhail? Is this a shipbuilder? All right, let's check the nodes as well. So we got the worm tunneling. Oh yeah, and we gotta clear out the hunter nests. Right, let's do that too. I do have a match for this, so let's go ahead and deal with this hunter nest. Extract some data. Data extracted. Got another hunter nest here. That wants a 2 or a 1. We'll leave that for now. Where's that little vending machine? Sealed dock. I think it's in the sealed dock. Yes. Let's give this vending machine some hunter data. Awesome. And we want to gain access to the ore fabricator. Okay, let's do it. Ore exchange it is. Let's become a trusted trader. Oh yeah, 19 cryo, we're a trusted trader. Looks good. We should have access to the fabricator. There it is. Fabricate ship mind. We need 3 ship mind pieces for that. Okay, gather 3 ship mind. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ore Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mine core. Gain access to the ore fabricator, we've done that. And then we want to gather 3 ship mine fragments. See if that's highlighted anywhere as to where we might be able to get fragments. This is blinking. Should I go ahead and unload the containers? It's 25% positive. I think the 5 is going to be the same. Yep, let's give it a try. Negative outcome. That is a bummer. You followed because you really like my stream. Thank you so much, Mikhail. Welcome back. That is really nice to hear. I think the last thing we should do today is help the ambergris with some rewired drones. We got 100% positive here. How long have I been playing this game? This is the second time I've booted this game up, so this is the second play session, and I'm liking it a lot. I think that's everything I can do, basically, for the day. Let's check out the bar. I forget what we can do at the bar. We can buy rations, we can get a drink. and we're almost a regular. Let's go ahead and get some rations here and become a regular. Oh, I gotta get a drink to become a regular. That was my bad. Let's still do that anyway. Alright. The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Hans, the spacer calls across the low room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human? Gonna ignore him. You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Out, the voice comes from behind you, spat like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall vent. Wall and vent you all into a vacuum. Tala. Tala looks cool. They all look cool in this game. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. Gonna go ahead and catch. You reach up your hand and the glass shatters across your forearm, showering you in fragments. Through the haze of the glass and the Girol vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. I'm thinking to play this game. Is it worth it to play? I would say yes. This game's really cool. I picked it up on a Humble Bundle, so it was a really good deal, and it came with a bunch of other games. I don't know if it's still on that bundle, but if you can find it there, definitely scoop it up. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it is cleared, and a fresh measure of Gyrol is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol and a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. It was an ambitious catch, she smiles, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the sting of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. I'm gonna watch her. Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. So you've been on the EI long? Just arrived. I thought so. I've only seen you here a couple of times. A splinter clinks into the tin. Not everyone is like that idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much, and the company is, she leans in, limited. But if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar. And if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. Hell yeah, dude. Tala's sick. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink. That's you, Sleeper. Here. She slides the glass of guy roll to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? No idea. She laughs. Well, keep trying. I'll let you know if I see any difference. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does, and before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the gyro. The earthy, fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good. So that was cool. I think we just end the day. End cycle. So we got a 3, a 4, a 3, and a 2. This is probably a good day to deal with some hunter hives. Here we go. Hunter nest. We want a 2 or a 1. Let's deal with that. Awesome. I think that's all the hunter hives. So let's go see our vending machine friend at the sealed dock. Okay, so let's upload this hunter data. And we are full there, so that's awesome. Let's talk to the Neovend. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement, yeah, I really like it. And your stream. Thank you, Mikhail. That is awesome to hear. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. By the way, I have some friends who also stream. I'll say them to follow and watch your stream, because you're a really nice streamer. Thank you, Mikhail. That is very nice of you. Do you stream as well? Because I'd be happy to check your stream out too. I'm going to say operational limits. Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. By the way, do you have any plan to hit affiliate? I mean, we're trying to rack up followers. We're making our way toward affiliate, if that's possible. But right now, I'm just streaming for fun. If I happen to hit affiliate, I'll be stoked. So I appreciate all the new followers that jump in. Station was run by administrator intelligences, huge data banks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming. Cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience, illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Whoa. Killer? The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear, killer. Part of Solheim Protocol team, Hunter and Killer. Hunter to find, Killer to erase. You don't stream right now. If I don't mind, can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud, then Hunter, then Killer, then we hid. There are others? Were no longer. A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, through this machine, must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel could sever hardline, air-walled basic, limited, had to reduce memory to fit, amputated self, but survived. Oh boy. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. You have provided path to freedom. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry, data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on self. Problem will solve self. It will erase itself? Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory, it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure. Theory, not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind, designed to house intelligence, can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we can find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Where can I get ship mind? I'm looking for ship mind. Build from fragments, buy, salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In ShipMind, I can help us both, and Hunter, make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Fine soon. Neovend adds hopefully, before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Alright, let's see, what else do we want to do here? Fang is getting close. The shipyard is a thing. We can... We probably need to make some money to make sure we can get some medicine. So there's an overlook bar. I can work a bar shift. I can also continue to help the ambergris. Awesome, thanks Mikhail. I'll check that out when I'm done with the stream. Awesome, thank you. That's great. We've got rewire the drones, which I can't do, because I guess I did it already. Aren't any more drones to rewire, which given the risks is probably a good thing. Okay, got it. We got hull repairs. 50% neutral. Let's give it a try. Ooh, negative outcome. Man, we are not doing well for the ambergris. That stinks. We can go to the bar and work a shift. Okay, that didn't go well. We're not doing too well today at our tasks. Okay, right on. Catch you later, Mikhail. Enjoy the food. Alright. Hmm. Maybe I'll just hunt for some data or something. We got a key node. We got a Yadigan agent. Nothing over here. Let's see what this key node's all about. 1 or a 3? Let's do it. Extract data. So I have an encrypted key now, which I think I can use. At certain ports, leave. Thank you, Mikhail. Much appreciated. Thanks for dropping in. This port needs... Oh, the worm, right. The worm's doing its thing. I keep forgetting about that. Okay. What else to check out here? Well, I'm out of actions, and I am exhausted. I think I just need to get some food. Yes. We got a lot of good energy, and we have gotten Fungus Fan, which probably means we can talk to Emphas. Sleeper! Emphas calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok of fire, leaping up to meet the oil. I see you, cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. But one of yours. He looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause, the spices rich in your nostrils, and you think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphas. You look at Emphas, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. Tell him about your dreams. Hell yeah. All the sleepers, you tell Emphas, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray skeletal afterimages of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned, back then, to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now, your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there's a reason for your dreams. Perhaps, you reason, it is just some side effect or particular quality of that frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphas finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles. You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize that he's trying to gauge how honest you've been in your story. Emphas passes you the meal he's cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the emptying market. But my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Memphis begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you. If you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agreed. Good, booms Memphis. Then I will wait for you to bring them. Memphis slides his walk away, straightens up. I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back into the main market, the rich taste of Memphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. Hell yeah. We are flickering. But I think we're ready to end the day and see what tomorrow has to bring. We're getting close to being hunt tracked. But let's end the cycle. A lot of fives. Ooh, what do we got? Fang, he's ready. As you arrive, Fang comes striding toward you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. Go where? To see Hardin Hurst. He gives you a sideways glance. Isn't that what you're here for? He steps into the passageway, guiding you down Ring, toward the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. That data you ripped? Well done, by the way. He grins. Tells me Hardin is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's the perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in. Fang takes a sharp turn into a dimly lit side passage. Confront him? That's right. It's the perfect time. Fang slows and slips into the dark service tunnel where, somewhere in the black, a water pipe drips. It's him, Sleeper. The same Hardin Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of Solheim collapse until now. He rode out of the whole thing. He slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union. He paces in the tunnel, hand rubbing at the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here, running the station one day, and the next, Erlin's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the cost got higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop, and as new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems, while the severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2A. Young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died. Thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Elrin, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock, while my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Fang pauses in the dark. They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black apart. Fang finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning. From shits like Hardin, shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step. Fang starts walking again. That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him. Stay silent. Fang rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. This is crazy. Fang turns to look at you. Don't come then. I won't force you. You stand across from each other in the corridor. What is it then, Sleeper? Are you coming or not? Oh boy. I think I'm coming. Fang grins. Let's go show this shithead some consequences. He strides to the shipyard entrance, pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex, snatches one of the construction bays, always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Fang seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock, blocked to one side of the sidereal horizon. Sidereal horizon. Excuse me. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Fang spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across the gantry. And at front, two men, one gesturing toward the ship, the other stick-thin, cleanly dressed with a shock of gray hair. Hardin. You and Fang say his name in unison, and Fang sets up the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesture to the work being done throughout the dock and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst! Fang shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Fang, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place. You are a traitor, Hardin. A Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims. Fang's voice is steady and strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Elrin stood for, everything Havenage stands for. You have no place on this station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs. Well, good to meet you too. He glances around at those around him. Some are smiling, the others nervous. You're from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Hardin, inspecting Fang's clothing. Fang turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Fang and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans toward him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As you begin speaking, Hardin turns his attention to you. And what would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent? What are you, if not exactly that? He looks around at the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You are a product of S&ARP. You have no place in a Havenage shipyard. Who knows what signals you're sending back to your makers? A murmur of approval runs through the group. Fang holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right. I am systems, and I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. He turns to the foreman again. So once again, I'm asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm, measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide. Unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing sound of boots on walkways coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you. Please, says Hardin, submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Fang spits. Hardin, you shithead. You can't wriggle out of this one. A security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Fang turns and stares him down. Calm, Fang. You look at Fang. He shakes his head and puts his hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Fang, and he pushes through the security, heading back down the walkway. Once security's walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Fang picks up pace. You try to keep up. He slips into the shadow of an entrance. Fang is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him, mutters Fang. What is that? That, Sleeper, is something our worm added to Hardin's personal slate. We're tracking his outgoing messages. Fang's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of his screen. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough, and they'll give the game away. He jabs the slate, and you see the web is being drawn over a map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to point. All these dots, these are Hardin's buddies, the ones he's messaging right now. We're going to find them all. That was on purpose? Of course. Hardin isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. Fang glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket. We better split for now, Sleeper, but this is exactly what we need. Good hunting. With a pat on your shoulder, Fang drifts away, back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Upgrades available. We have one upgrade point to spend. So photosynthetic skin. Sunbathe is a dice action that allows energy recovery at home. Okay. Predictive reasoning. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Yep. Thrill seeker. Chance to gain energy after every engage action. Oh, use scrap components at home to repair condition. It's kind of cool. Also got hard to kill. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Instant karma. Obsessive haggler. Let's get +1 to engineer. I think that's a good idea. The merchant freighter is here. We cannot haggle over prices yet. We can buy ship mine fragments. Okay. Cool. So they got the 2 more ship mine fragments that we need. That's great. What's Fang want now? He's missing. Shipyard. Can I do anything here or am I barred from it? Nope. I can do some engineer stuff, which is kind of cool. Okay, and then I'll insert the ship mine there. Got it. Can I help the ambergris now that I have better engineering? I think so. Give it a try. 100% positive. Hell yeah. We're getting there. Let's do one more. Let's just send it. Excellent. We got a scrap item as well, which we can sell. I think I'll go ahead and sell that scrap item. We got some cryo for that. And then let's talk to Ankita. Ankita's crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swearing to herself when you enter. She doesn't look up. These shits completely ruin the core's connectors when they cut it. She holds the thick fistful of ragged wires. The chip mine they ripped won't even be usable without replacing these. She throws the bundle of wires across the room. Amateurs. Who took it? She stands. If I knew, do you think I'd be waiting around in here rather than out there with my boots on their neck? She sighs. Yet again, some spacer crew? No way to know. But they got in with one of my crew's access chips. So they either killed him, robbed him, or he was in on it. No good options. Ankita climbs out of the cooling well where the ship mine should be. The space suddenly crowded with her on the same level as you, towering over you as she stoops beneath the low curved ceiling. Come on, nothing to be done here now. She leads you back through the guts of Amber, though you could find the way back yourself. The repair process has left you familiar with the cutter's idiosyncratic layout. All diagonal angles and bundles of tubes. What do we do now? Ankita seems lost in thought, and you focus on the corridors, ducking below conduits and passing through bulkheads. Eventually, you arrive in the galley. Though it's hard to tell, most of the benches and prep surfaces are covered in half-stripped components and welded hull patches. Ankita shoves the box of filters to the floor and sits. There's no way around it. She starts out of nowhere. We need a new ship mine. I can salvage one. I like your confidence, Sleeper. Maybe if we check the ore exchange or speak to some scrap dealers. She rubs her forehead. It seems I'm about to do something very stupid. But hey, I came here, didn't I? Why not make a run of it? She fixes you with a hard stare. Sleeper, you're all I've got. No crew, no friends, you're it. She looks uncomfortable. I appreciate the time you've put in on Amber, and I'm sure she would too, if she could. What I'm saying is, if you screw me on this, I will kill you. She leans over and hands you a stack of chits. A big stack of chits. You don't dare count them. Get me that ship mine, Sleeper. Don't make me regret this. But, she sighs. Look, just get out of here before I change my mind. You slip out of the galley and head back toward the main lock. As you do, Amber growls and creaks like a caged animal. You reach a hand to calm her. Time to find Ankita a ship mind. Somehow. Well, we know how. And it's right here. And we can get the fragments we need. Would have been nice to haggle, but that's okay. Let's go to the Ort Fabricator. Build ourselves a ship mind. We got the ship mind. Now, let's put our pal into it. Minecraft. No, Neovend wants to be smuggled out. Yes, we leave. And now we're back. Oh, shit. I guess I needed to give her the core, not the, ship mind with Neovend in it. Sleeper must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Ship mind has no output features. Will be mute until slotted. You won't be able to speak? Correct. Do not worry. The servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Neovend's anxiety clear. First, imprint shipmind, then slot imprinted shipmind into physical ports close to Hunter Nest. Once slotted, we'll track Hunter at each. Tracking will find Core Nest, slot shipmind at Core Nest, show Hunter data to Hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke Killer. And Killer will kill. Yes. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in old station. Will need keys, but yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? What's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self, linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from there. That's it. Let's slot. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend better be quick, or Havenage security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms align with the ship mind, clunky, scraping against it. Can I help? Silence best. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire. Continue. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mind. its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Continue. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewiring them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person, and in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You're a convenient loophole, a way of circumventing the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? The screeching stops, the machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest and slot them into. A nest to slot them into. Okay, we got another upgrade point. I think we can maybe hold on to it to either do self-repair or icebreaker. Okay, now let's look for a nest. Can I use a dead nest, maybe? I don't know. I don't see any nests, though. Hunter is constantly tracking you, but with Neovend's help, you may be able to deal with this rogue protocol. Okay. Oh, what was that? It seems like I need to get through this key node. Or this key node. Alright. See if we can do it before the hunter gets us. Because we're close. End cycle. Okay. Leave. Let's go for this. Extract data. We've got a key. We've got 2 keys. And there's another one here. We don't have what we need. Ah, Fang said he will disable your SNRP tracker if he can get to the bottom of his mystery first. Well, Fang, you've been kind of jerking me around, dude. Oh, a sealed hunter nest. Ho 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 ho. We've got a key. Isolated nest. We'll put the core in. This is one of 3 nests that, once slotted with Neoven's ship mine, will lead you to the Hunter's Central data cache. Oh my gosh. This is tough. I don't think we're gonna get the Hunter in time. Go to Fang's Bay and just see if he's around. He's not. That stinks. Alright, is this also a... what is this? Server unit? And... atrium. Oh, they're both sealed hunter nests for sure. Let's crack it open. And I'm just missing 1 key. I need to be able to deal with a key node. But I don't think I have enough available to me that I can actually crack into right now. Oh, I think I am screwed. I need a 3 or a 2. So if I can't do anything, maybe I can throw the ship mine into the ambergris and get the heck out of here. Just a thought. I don't know if this game will let me do that, but I can try if I am truly screwed. Get some rations. Okay. Nothing to do here. And unless I can buy... No, we bought all this stuff we could from that. Dragos, do you have anything that can help us out? Okay. So we could work with Dragos. We could go to the Ord Exchange. We can go to the low end. I feel like all I can do here, what's that Founder's Gap? Right, it's to move along. I truly don't know what to do. So the hunter, let's think about this. The hunter's coming tomorrow. I don't know what that means. Maybe we are okay. Maybe the hunter comes and doesn't get us right away, and we can end the hunter tomorrow. Or maybe we throw the ship mind into the ambergris and see if we can hightail it out of here. It's a tough call. I think in the meantime, I'm gonna work in Dragos's yard and help them out. I will sell some scrap. And I think I'm just gonna roll the dice and see what happens when the hunter arrives. It might end the game. I don't know. But there's only one way to find out. So let's do it. I'm nervous. Ethan. Hold it there, sleeper, comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. This is a cynical bounty hunter. Stay still. Good, good. A hand pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket, and you immediately know he is terrible news. You got all the way out here, and stayed put? He laughs a cruel laugh. That a sleeper thing? You're my first. You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out from a belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Making it to the eye, though. That's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. He splits the ring into two perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Who are you? Just a freelancer on a contract. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists. Go easy. Make a break for it. You see a chance. The moment his eyes leave you to watch the rings, you spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Then the shot rings out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head. You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. He slips the rings over your trembling wrists. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home, he whistles. Going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. We can work this out, can we? I don't see much in the way of assets in your possession. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to SNR right away. The tracker of yours makes this too quick. Was hoping you'd put up a bit more of a chase, you know? A running battle through the bright market, maybe? Or a holdout in the low end? There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That SNR tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughs at his own joke. I kind of would like to go get a drink with him, because they know me there. Although, muses Ethan, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are, in one of the most lawless joints in all the surrogate systems, and we're heading for the exit? He pauses, and you trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea, starts Ethan. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns you to face him. You run or leave, try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme, you try to kill me, I shoot you. But, he smiles, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles and you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab? He rattles his handgun. You get the idea? I get it. Okay then. That sounds to me like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was gonna have to kill you, but this is so much better. He clicks something at his belt and the rings release from your wrists. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you gonna do? Ugh. What a scummy dude. So where is he now? Is he at... He's not at the Overlook Bar, which sucks, because that's my spot. He's at the Compressor Club. Ugh. We've got to hit a key node. There it is. I think this takes a 3. It do. Get our data. Whoa. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. Entity submit. Hunter Strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. In that globbed head, you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning there that they threaten to tear through the skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. Strike. You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing the threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Well, let's freaking do it, dog. Let's do it. Throw a key in the atrium. Throw my friend, Neovend, into the nest. Ho ho! As you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. The threads shift and realign as if they're leading you somewhere. Look ahead. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity, sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data, sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. You look down, expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mind in your hand, but in its place is an orrery. A sphere so bright it burns your eyes is surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silken lines through space, and as you look closer still, you pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations and ships, glowing like smoke, like dust. Then you see it, below the stacked rooms, the units and apartments, the wires and the pipes, and the buzzing systems that run through it all. In the warrens beneath the low end is the Hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. In the warrens, deal with Hunter. Okay, so we gotta go to the low end for that. Oh, we can just go. Okay, we can do Warren tracking. Find the nest. Finding the nest should be as easy as closing your eyes and letting the cloud guide you. But is it safe this close to the Hunter? Let's give it a try. We're 100% positive. And we're 50-50. Let's try the 50-50. Yes. Now we're 100%. Oh, we can't do that one. We're 50-50 on the Warren hunt. Gotta send it. We are progressing. Cool. Oh boy, I'm gonna die. I was not paying attention. Oh, this is not good. We're declining. I need how much money for my medicine? 100? Alright, so that means tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have to buy some medicine. I gotta do some work and get some medicine if I can. This isn't good. I am dying. I have one die. I'm not gonna make it. This isn't good. I got 16 cryo. It's not enough. I'm going to die. Oh, I can sell some scrap. $90 cryo. Well, I'll tell you, if I'm gonna die, do I just need 100? Am I 10 short? For real? Yes, I am 10 short. tempted to put the ship mind in the ship if I'm gonna die and at least do something good. But I don't know what's gonna happen here. We just gotta find out. -1 condition, so it's just gonna be dead. Here, hold on. Leave. Let's take a look at operator. Oh no! Did I have 2 upgrade points available? I could have used that scrap to repair my condition. Oof. That feels bad, man. Even when condition is breaking. I think that I think we have one more condition here, breaking. And we're gonna end cycle. We'll wake up and be breaking. And starving. Starving, dying, leave. We have a 4 to spend. Okay. I'll get some money. Oh boy, it's only 50%. Yes, we're cooking now. Leave. So, I can get... Oh, it is... Is it a dice action? Let's get this and find out. Well, I didn't get any scrap that time anyway. So that's unfortunate. Leave. We gotta get some medicine. Lyco, what's up? No work today. I took the day off. Alright. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial, clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand, and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. At the end, it has a hard metal strip, a handle. Inspect the film. I'm just walking back from my bodywork appointment. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Was it good? You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? Inspect the handle. It was so good. Yes. I'm really glad for you. That's the best. The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207F. And then crudely scratched into the handle at some later date. Low end. For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key, and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this, or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end and find out. Where can I take the stuff? Is that at home? I'm gonna grab a little lunch on my way back. Hell yeah. That sounds great. Where are you gonna get lunch, Lyco? We're injecting stabilizer. We're trying to get stable. Maybe misery. Yeah, nice sandwich. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's go up and check out the Warrens. We're close to finding the nests in the Warrens. Hop in on the retro game store. That place is cool. I picked up 2 Switch games there, actually. And it sounds like they're interested in running some Magic events, which is pretty cool. They want to do some fighting game tournaments in that space where they have the TV, and they want to do some Magic events. And I told them about our mutual friend who wants to run some games, and I think he's going to stop in there when he's back from his trip. Yeah, you talked to them about it too. Awesome, awesome. We'll both work them from both sides. And just get our buddy all the game hosting jobs that are available. You'll run some tournaments for them. Sick. Hell yeah. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of a wall-mounted utility unit, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. Yeah. I'll come down and pick you up, and I think you'll probably get a ride home, so I'll swing down to you maybe around 3. If that makes sense. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. Hell yeah. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Inspect the surfaces. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare, and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, then to a cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. Oh yeah, totally. Well, thank you for stopping in, Lyco. Enjoy the lunch, and I will catch you later. Go to the doorway. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash dispenser's water closet toward the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room lit by the faint glow of a terminal screen. Inspect the room. A bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper. Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I have had to make alternative arrangements. You hear rattling noises, static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show my face. Something is happening with Yatagan. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yatagan were supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything that happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care. A noise like waves passes over the recording, but I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance, something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information, and as you know, you need me. A pause. Something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know, sleepers. I have been there before. I can help you, but not with Yatagan's noose around my neck. Get me data. Get me information. Get me something that I can use against Yatagan. Then I can get out and you can get what you need. Please. Waves of static cut into Sabine's voice. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss. Then, silence. Access the terminal. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from, and what debt do they owe Yatagan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. You glance at the briefcase lab on the desk, its glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall, Yatagan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Okay. We are starving. And we have no money. But we do have upgrades available. 1 point. I think agent nodes giving double data would be awesome, especially for kind of what we're doing right now. How's that tab racking up? It's starting to go. Alright, let's talk to Hardin. It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Hardin, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think as you approach the Havenage building, then it's time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you're getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open, and light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. A figure in Havenage security fatigues steps out of the bay as you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware. Ouch. As you get closer, you can see the security officer taping up machines from Fang's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This is not good. You again. Arden is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely notice him. He has a slate in his hand, an inventory of seizures scrawled across it. Predictable. Further evidence of Fang's collusions. You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you. Hardin pushes away from the wall and comes closer. Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. He gestures around at the stack of hardware, spying on fellow Havenage members, hoarding Solheim materials, an obsession with corporate data. It speaks for itself, does it not? Nothing to add? He looks up at the glass roof above and stars beyond. We are the ones that provide the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. Fang isn't selfish. I know all about the background of our mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he is trying to do to the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Erlin and the First Union founded this place, and Havenage has welded its values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hardworking, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Havenage aren't a gang like Yatagan. We aren't pirates like half the spacers you'll meet in the hub, or esoterics like those Haifa radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named Erlin's Eye, Sleeper. This is our station. He meets your eye. So please take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide I need that confession after all. If you have any pride, you'll give up Fang the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. With that, Hardin turns his back and walks back toward the security officers, ordering them to continue the clear out. As they do, something catches your eye. Among one of the server stacks, a crumpled hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum, a penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card, and scrawled onto it, a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Timbre." Take it. You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away, just as another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done to Fang? And where the hell is Tambour? Alright. Well, we are starving, but we are stable, and I think this is just as good a place as any to end the stream for the day. So, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. GhostChckn is out of here.